636 speaking to you right now.
What is up, guys? This is the Rev Limiter podcast, brand new thing here on the channel. I know that, podcast is probably not something that we expect to see on the channel, but we're going to give it a go. And for our first guest, we have somebody pretty near and dear to me.
Elijah Marshall.
Elijah Marshall Stunts. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Grew up together riding and stuff, and yeah, we're going to get into this one. This is going to be a little bit wild because we already kind of know each other, so I'm not like interviewing a fucking stranger. So
yes. Brother from the mother.
Try this out.
Drink on these things?
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of this. Is I thought we should drink.
Shooting the shits?
Right. Pretty much ask a couple questions, but to be honest, like, I don't want it to be like how like other interviews are and shit.
What do you want from me, Brian? I don't talk.
I do know there's like 5 questions that I have, but other than that, that's it. And they're super easy stuff, and like, do it quick.
Yeah.
Like, these are easy shit. Where are you from?
I'm from Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois.
We're gonna fucking leave that one right there.
What's your favorite drink?
Favorite drink?
Yeah. I know, it's a tough one. That's
like alcohol drink?
Yeah.
I would have to say Corona, but kind of get worn out on them, so you got to get the Modelo's every now and then.
Corona or Modelo?
Corona or the Modelo.
How old are you?
About to be 26 next month.
26?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That's wild. That's like middle age for like a stunt rider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially nowadays. Like
it's middle age. It's like middle age for fucking everyone. It feels like.
Yeah. When did you start riding?
I don't even know how to answer that question, bro. I have older siblings, so I've been put on a motorcycle since I was like 2 years old. So basically, I got my first dirt bike when I was 5 years old, and ever since then it was pretty much,
5?
Yeah, 5.
On a dirt bike?
That Honda Z50. I still have it to this day.
Oh, the little white one.
Yeah.
And it's still running.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I fired it up the other day.
What year is it?
It's a 90. Fuck, I don't even know. 94, I think.
So older than you.
Yes.
Older than you. Holy shit. Those 50 motors. That's Honda's so
that's
fucking.
Original. That thing sat in the back of the shop for like 10 years. I pulled it out and just started up.
And that's what Honda based the ground motor off of now. Is that same motor, right? That horizontal motor.
I need to get one.
Favorite rider, stunt rider, or rider in general. I don't know. It could be fucking Valentino Rossi for all I know. I don't know.
Favorite rider.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hard to say. Everyone has their own style.
Right.
And everyone, it's hard to say. I can't even.
You can't say one guy that you looked up to when you were learning wheelies. Nothing.
Oh, dude, like everyone in Chicago. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like when I first started riding,
right.
I'll go to these little like stupid ass rides, like Carne Asada and Aurora.
Yeah.
With like, and I'd see like G-Tech and like
Carne
Gil,
Asada. Wow.
Mike, and then like all them dudes, and then like ended up riding with them, and then just like from then on, it's just been game over, just pushing and riding, and then traveling. Obviously, that I've met more people, and then more into the scene, figured out more about it, and then now it's like, fuck, it's endless.
It's endless. There's like so many people just coming out of nowhere now.
Yeah.
But you were in-person guys that you looked up to, like G-Tech, like Chicago guys.
Yeah, because we would go out to the rides and shit, we'd see them, Cowboy too, dude.
You
like
actually see them
I'd
in
be
person.
like, holy shit, like how are they doing that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be on like my Buell or some shit like that, and they'd be all.
You had the Buell Blast, right?
No, I had the XP9.
XP9.
Yeah, I actually bought it from my brother for my first bike. And
I remember seeing you and my little bro. You were doing like stand-ups on it and shit like that. Like
no handbrake. Everyone was like, "What the hell? It's a Buell!" Like everyone
in the cornfields. How many motors have you been through?
Dude, like I said, I don't
like 03, 04. I know you went through a couple F4Is.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude, yeah.
You don't even keep track.
I can't. At this point, dude, because like you know what I mean. And then even like I'll like buy stock bikes and just swap it into my chassis, and then so I kind of have everything there. And then it would be, take one bottom end and this top end, and swap it, throw it together, hopefully cross your fingers that it starts and runs.
So you got like a bike with like a billion parts from different bikes.
Yeah, well right now I got a pretty solid setup, so for once actually.
Where do you see this sport, hobby, fucking whatever you want to call it going? Like, do you see it going anywhere? And I'm not just talking for you, I'm talking, for the whole community, everybody.
I hope that it goes somewhere. I mean, I see more and more people getting into it for sure. Like ever since I started, it was more like an underground type like sport, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know. I came from like skateboarding, snowboarding, more like freestyle motocross, shit like that. So like, it's like an extreme sport in itself in a way. But like it's always been like underground, and now I feel like it's getting more toward. It's getting more out there. More people are doing
mainstream.
It. Yeah, it's getting more mainstream.
Yeah.
But then it goes into the whole like lots per street and
Right.
That whole type.
And what are we talking about when we talk about the sport, streets or the lots?
For me, I ride everything. I'll ride wherever, whenever, you know what I mean? I look at the big picture. We're all just on a floating rock, you know what I mean? Just do it. Run it. If you're about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if, you know, I don't want to be stuck in a parking lot. I like to go explore. There's street bikes, and, you know, when it comes down to it.
Not saying that you don't enjoy the parking lot. I do too.
No, I'll sit in the parking lot for hours. But I'll
you'll kill it.
I'll go ride streets too, and have fun and explore cities and different towns, and you know what I mean. Yeah. Really get a feel for like different areas of the world, I guess. You know what I mean. But yeah, I feel like it'll go somewhere. As far as sponsors and shit like that, I feel like it's a little bit different because, like I said, I came from like the skateboarding and shit like that, and looking at all like the videos and stuff like that they used to do. There was like, I think people just need to be more about it and in it for like everyone. You know what I mean? And like, because like, dude, even if you look at like Ken Block's shit that he's got going on, you know what I mean? Like he's got
what they've done for drifting over there.
It's not just him, dude. It's like he's got his whole crew. He's got, you know what I mean, like camera guys. Make sure they got the angles. Make sure they got the right clip. Make sure they got right everything. Yep. And it's not just like, you know what I mean.
It's full circle. It's not. It's not just about him. It's not just about. It's a group of people working towards accomplishing, pushing their sport in the right direction.
And making
they make something that is a hooligan type of sport.
They all push into something
really professional.
Yeah.
It looks very professional from what they are.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. And as far as like social media and all that shit now, it's like as far as sponsors, I feel like more people are gonna look at like the whole like how much you have of a following, as opposed to like how you actually are skilled in the.
Agreed.
You know what I mean, or how much you are of like a salesman, as opposed to like your skill set on whatever it is you're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like when I used to look at like skateboarding and shit like that, they would always, you know, they would have these things where they kind of like enter in a bunch of clips and like make like a whole clip throughout the year, send it in, and then they would be, you know what I mean?
All with the fisheye lens, like crazy.
But like, you know, they would like put an effort out into like getting clips, this stair set, that handrail, this, that, you know what I mean? And then, I don't know, I'm just kind of, I want to aim towards some of that shit this year and hopefully, I don't know, come out with some dope videos or something, but.
Yeah. And you're definitely starting to film more, man, which is sick, you know?
Yeah, it's hard for me, dude. I don't know. I just, you know, I need to do it more, but
it's just like any fucking thing. It's like working out, man. It's like getting in the habit of it. What is it? Like if you do something for 14 days straight, it becomes a habit or some shit? I mean, it's something like that. Once it becomes a habit or a routine, like it becomes so easy. Like, and there's guys that are better than you or better than me at filming stuff because I know like Coolin Cat out of Indiana. Dude, he's filming at all times. He's literally filming at all times. Like he has like a external. No, not that Coolin Cat.
Oh, so Coolin Rules.
Coolin Rules. Yeah.
I was gonna say Coolin Cat. He's a beast. He in Cal.
Coolin Cat is awesome. I love his edits.
He's got some really good shit going on.
I love his edits. Yeah, he definitely has like that type of vibe of like a true stunt edit. Like if the skate edits existed in the stunt world,
right? But dude, if you look at the old school, you know, like if you look at the old school videos of stunt riding, like they used to have dope ass little spots where it's like, excuse me.
Sorry, we are drinking during this podcast.
But if you look at you know, the old school like lot session videos, like for example, like when I first started like really getting into the lot scene and shit like that. I would watch like the old like Monkey Tactics videos and then the AZ's Finest and shit like that.
What is Monkey Tactics for everyone who's not?
It's a
from Chicago 10 years ago. You know?
Stunt team that like, you know, just I don't know, they fucking killed shit, dude. They're all beasts. And you know, same thing with like the AZ's Finest when I was out in Arizona. I discovered them and watched them, and like they would have all these clips together. I think to this day those are the best videos. Like if you want to get motivated to go ride and like learn something, go watch some old ass videos. You know what I mean? Like it's like they got like their parts in it, like in like the skate videos and shit like that. They had, you know, so and so, and then they would have like a set of tricks that he just did, or whatever his, you know. But there would be like beyond like crazy ass shit, dude, like weird jumps and just, you know, pushing it is what it's about. You know what I mean? Pushing yourself, learning something every time you ride. And if you ain't dropping your bike when you're riding, you know, then I don't know.
And you're not pushing.
You ain't doing
you're
it
not
right.
Pushing it. Yeah.
Like
it's true.
It's hard, dude. But like it's hard to keep up with that shit because you definitely, you know, constantly tossing your bike around, constantly trying to rig stuff together.
I was about to say.
I'm the worst with it because, you know what I mean? Like, you can't get me off my bike at the parking lot, you know what I mean? It's like an escape from
your shit will be pissing coolant. You and Cody and a couple other guys. Pissing coolant,
my bike
zip
will be
ties.
hot as hell, zip tie, you know, so go try something, break something, whatever, zip tie it together. I'm gonna ride the rest of the day still to figure it out. You know what I mean? But,
so touching on something else. It's 2021 now.
Yes, sir.
You're fucking. I know you're not, but you're a new rider, and it's 2021, and you want to get into stunt riding. What would you tell that, fucking 17, 16-year-old Eli to do? Because it is a different era with the social media and,
I don't know.
It's different.
Just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You gotta be, like, I don't know. For me, it's always been, like, my escape or, like, my go-to. Like, it's always, like, if I don't ride, dude, like, like, right now it's wintertime. I haven't rode, like, since Florida. Yeah. And before that, like, I don't know. It's like, dude, I'm going crazy. Like, but it's, I don't know. You gotta want to ride. You know what I mean? A lot of people, it's a lot of dedication. It's a lot of, yeah, like, you're not going to get successful unless you fail multiple times, pretty much. Like,
right.
You got to be ready to fail. You got to be ready to drop your shit. You got to be ready
and
to
get back
crash.
up.
You got to be ready to, go out, crack your motor, spend $1,000, go buy another one, or rebuild another one. Figure it out. You know what I mean? But I don't know. As far as, like, a new person coming into it, if you really want to learn how to ride and all that shit, just keep at it. And, I learned on a dirt bike. I definitely learned on a dirt bike, but you know what I mean. Like I said, I was on a dirt bike when I was little, fucking around, and not even realizing. Dragging my feet behind me. Right. I didn't know what a rear brake was, but I'd be dragging my feet behind me, wheeling down the street.
Yeah.
And,
and you're kind of getting the same concept.
It's the same concept because once you figure out, like, oh, you can just hit the brake and then
right,
it's the same
it acts as your feet.
Yeah, but when I was 6 years old or whatever, I didn't know what the hell it was. I was just.
Hopefully, we're getting this fucking sound picked up, man. Hopefully these things fucking work.
I'm not talking too quiet. Sorry, I'm not a very good
vlogger,
interviewer,
interviewee. But yeah, I feel like it's different nowadays, man. Like, I feel like, fuck, like when we were back in high school, man. Like, cause we went to high school together too. For fucking anybody who didn't know, we all went to high school together. A lot of kids from our high school stunt now.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty awesome.
Pretty crazy. Like, and we all still do.
Who would have thunk? And that kind of keeps us all together too.
Yeah.
Which is another thing. Bikes bring bonds.
True.
More than anything, dude. Like, and at the same time though, it breaks bonds too, because sometimes especially for me, I've dedicated so much to this shit that it's like anyone who like doesn't really stunt ride, you know what I mean? It's kind of like have fallen off a little bit, you know what I mean? In a way, because you're so focused on this. They
don't understand some of the same things that like they just can't relate to some of the same stuff you're going through, Right. Obviously, it's not an average sport. Yeah. It's hard to talk to your grandparents or
anyone
older people.
anyone that's not doing the same thing or on the same page. It's hard to even explain what
they're like. Look at all that road rash on you. Why are you going this far to go ride a motorcycle? Right. Like, what? I don't understand. Stop. You're wasting money. You're wasting time.
Yeah. No. It's crazy. Honestly, it's like a fucking drug that just sucks you in. The adrenaline or whatever. It just definitely. It's something about it that just, I don't know, keeps me coming back. And it always has. You know what I mean? Ever since I grew up, dude, I've been riding, like I said. Between that and I think BMX is the first thing that kind of brought, like, the whole family thing to it.
You were ABA, too? We were at the same track at the same times, right?
Yeah, I race a lot. And
I'd be lying if I said I remember seeing you at the track. But
I don't know if we raced at the same time, but...
You were probably my little brother's age group or whatever. Yeah. Because I know we were all racing around the same times. Yeah. But that's wild.
Might have been a couple years apart or some shit like that, but I didn't even...
Is that still a sport like going on nowadays too? Like, is there still people doing that?
I don't know. I think everyone just plays video games now.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. When we were younger, I feel like even like I got older siblings that are in their 40s, and like I feel like in their generation and mine kind of like ended it, and
there were people generation.
There were people out, still, riding BMX bikes, skateboards, jumping shit, doing dumb shit. Now it's just like I feel like everyone's so sheltered that they don't want to. Yeah.
We come from like a weird generation of like. Yeah. We didn't have social media and like the smartphones and anything like that up until, I don't know about you, but I didn't get mine until high school. It was like maybe late middle school, high school is when I got mine. And now like...
I remember having the Nextels, fucking the bleep.
But there wasn't like the social media on there. And like the kids, there's kids nowadays, man, they're 6, 7 years old on social media. It was just
whoever just like bleeping at you like, hey, where you at?
Absolutely. Where you at?
Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile, yeah.
I got my Boost Mobile.
It's crazy. Yeah. I wonder how that's actually going to affect like the motorsports and extreme sports industry in the long run, because these kids aren't out breaking their arms over dirt jumps as much anymore, I don't feel like, because they are, you know, playing video games or on their smartphone.
Yeah, they can get that same rush or whatever it is doing, you know, sitting on a couch and like playing it and kind of experience it through that.
So I know you said you're from Illinois. You primarily ride in Chicago, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about Chicago's scene a little bit. Like, what's that like on like a? I know right now in the winter it's slow, but I mean, what's that like? You know, from winter to summer, like, what's it like?
I mean, yeah, obviously winter sucks. It's like like 8 degrees right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cold out.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone, we all still like travel. Like we all just went to. You know, ride in Florida, so like we literally went out we loaded up like a shit ton of trailers though, or 2 trailers with like, you know, 15 bikes or whatever each, and then, you know, there were people that drove separate, so like we all still came together and rode, like even though it was out of town, but I feel like we definitely went
supported.
We took over Florida, but in the summertime, it's something else. Story up here, yeah. Something else, because we were literally always out.
Yeah.
Everyone's got each other's back. Everyone's down for, you know, each other. Like I lived in Arizona for a little bit, and the scene's pretty dope out there. But you know, home's always home to me.
Right.
And obviously, like some of these people that I watched, you know what I mean, influenced me into riding that were, you know what I mean, out riding with and shit like that. And then even like the newer people too, though. And like, you know, all of us, it's a big family, dude. It's like, you know, no matter what happens, you know what I mean. Like, you know that you got your boys behind your back, like, you know.
It's true.
And I feel like when I was in different areas, it wasn't
that same type of bond that the Chicago guys have.
Yeah.
I feel like things get real in the streets here, that like you have to rely on these guys like more than, you know, some simple politic and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
There's no time to have beef with these guys.
Yeah, for real.
But street scene, lot scene, what's that all like, you know?
I think it's all good, dude. I mean, like majority of everyone like kind of rides wherever, whenever.
Yeah.
There's obviously, like, you know, some people that ride in the streets more or prefer the streets, but
or vice versa. There's guys that only ride the lot. Yeah.
But like I said, I'm kind of like in the middle where like I'll ride whatever. You know, you're kind of the same way too.
Yeah.
So we'll go ride whatever. You know, it kind of depends on the day. If it's nice enough, then shit, we'll be out in the streets. Or if someone's trying to, like, you really got something that you're trying to learn in the lot that you've been focusing on, like you're gonna go.
We still catch some shit. I don't know about you, but I do. Yeah. I still catch some shit for going to the lot one day a week in the summer. Yeah. I still catch some, like, if it's nice out on a Sunday.
The lot is different riding. You know what I mean?
It is, yeah.
It's super technical.
Yeah.
The streets can be too, dude. Like you know what I mean? Especially here, it's like, you know, you got your street. Fuck, dude, I keep burping.
Breathe. Relax. Relax. These cameras aren't here.
No, but like even in the streets though, like you can like smash out intersections and shit like that. Yeah. And that's what I like is like, you know, in the lot, like obviously you're circling most of the time and
or stoppies or you're working on stuff. If you're doing shit you're working on in the streets.
You're learning in the streets.
Kind of sketchy.
Or I mean, you're learning in the lot. But in the same extent,
learning in the lots.
You learn in the street too, though. But you don't push yourself as hard as you're gonna push yourself in the lot. Because you can push yourself in the lot, wad your shit up, fuck yourself up, load your bike up, figure out how the fuck you're gonna get home or wherever, whenever. You know what I mean?
Parts broken.
Yeah, parts broken. You're not gonna get stranded. You don't gotta worry about, you know,
hitting other people.
Anything, dude. Yeah. It's, you know what I mean? Like, once you figure that out, then you can bring that to the streets, and you're not just fucking hiding in a parking lot.
Absolutely.
And, you know what I mean? Some people love it, some people hate it. You know what I mean? That's just the way the world is going to be all the time. So you can't, no matter what you do, you can't. Like,
you're not going to please everybody.
No, exactly.
Especially. And
that's in anything. That's not even just the sport. Like, you can fucking be driving down the street in a certain car, and someone's going to be like, oh, fuck that guy.
They're going to be talking shit because it's a red car.
Whatever, like, okay, whatever. But, you know what I mean? So, obviously, there's always going to be, you know, people that do not like you. So
yeah, lot or street.
It's a little bit dangerous of a sport. I could see it, you know what I mean? Like, and everyone's like, oh, it's just, you know, there's other people that give real riders like a bad name too, you know what I mean? Because even like I'm scared to fucking ride with some people, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know you know what I mean. There's people where you're like, all right, like you should be fucking figuring yourself out and trying to, you know, really get control over something before
you're in a pack of 200 people.
Yeah, and learn, you know, respect people's space when you're in the groups, and you know, just the little things that matter. But
I think it's kind of like I'm like going off that, man. Holy crap! Like, I feel like if people don't, like, you don't have to do it publicly or like in front of their girlfriends or anything like that, but if you don't address those people like they're going to end up taking out one of us. Like, do it, pull them to the side,
Yeah.
be respectful about it or whatever, like when it's over.
Yeah.
But you got to...
everyone's trying to... Yeah, I mean...
Everyone's trying to have fun, but everyone's trying to make it home.
Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah, there's always... Yeah.
I'm trying to have fun with my guys, but more importantly, I'm trying to make it home. And if somebody else...
To the Millers.
When you're switching to Millers.
Yeah.
Speaking of, can I have a Miller?
Another.
Thank you. We are at a bar. We will be drinking. This is
I'm the bartender
the Rev
today.
Limiter podcast bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Casting couch. We should have done it on the couch.
What are some of the things that are holding the riding community here in Chicago back? Like period, because I'm not just going to say stunters. I'm not just going to say go fast guys. What are some of the things that are holding us back?
Holding us back from what?
Becoming bigger, more official, more sponsorships, more recognized as an actual sport. What are some of the things?
Factor.
You think? Just us not respecting ourselves, other people not respecting us?
No, it's like kind of what I was just saying is how other people. No one's gonna, you know what I mean. There's always gonna be the people that are completely against it. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's also going to be the people that are completely about it and that love it and then see our side of it. You know what I mean? Even, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
There's even cops that love it. There's also cops that hate it.
Yeah, it's like a human factor. Like I don't understand. Like is it?
And
like
I think it really just depends on where you come from too.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people come from different backgrounds. Some people have been grown up told that motorcycles, you know what I mean,
they're for criminals.
Yeah, they're no good. Like,
right.
Not something you need to get into. You're just gonna hurt yourself or whatever. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I don't know. I've seen it save a lot of people's lives at the same time, though. Get them out of really deep, dark areas in their life.
That's true.
Keeps them going. Gives them something to...
Addicts, veterans. Yeah. Veterans I've seen literally save their lives.
Yeah.
Like giving them another...
reason, dude. Like,
Yeah. Another brotherhood or something.
Right, yeah.
It's like a...
That's what I was saying with
thing.
BMX is like that was kind of like the first... The first thing I kind of realized, because I rode like a lot of just like street BMX, and then
you were going to like the skate parks, or you were going to like
just
staircases?
Like stair sets and shit like that, random ledges, random gaps and shit like that. You know what I mean? But I would go to the track and ride, and then that's when I got picked up by this team that I was riding with.
What team?
The Brat Pack. It was actually.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
man. This is like 15 years.
Dude, there was a bunch. There was a bunch of little teams and shit
crap.
that would be at the track. But anyway,
20 years ago.
I would just go there to fuck around because I want to hit the jumps because they had a pretty sick setup there. And so I would just go there.
The hill?
Yeah, I would just go ride it. You know what I mean? Then like these people saw me ride and they're like, "Yo, like you should start racing and get on a team." And then kind of that's when that all started.
Wow.
And then they kind of like it was more like a family team, and they kind of brought me in, and that was like the first like bonding through that shit pretty much.
What was maybe your first sponsorship in the motorcycle world, and how do you feel that came about? Tell us about that.
First sponsorship?
Yeah.
As far as like parts and shit like that, Curtis definitely fucking.
Curtis Cages out of Arizona or Tucson.
Arizona.
Yep. Good dude, man.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good guy. He's a crazy guy.
Curtis and Matt are really good friends. Cox Stunt Parts and Curtis Cages are great friends.
Yeah.
Every time I'm around them, like, they can't say enough good about each other. And
and that's what's up though, because they always.
That's how I wish more people were in the sport.
They gotta fucking.
God.
I mean, yeah, and that goes to another thing. It's like a lot of people pick people up because, like I was saying, they're following because of their shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like whatever. It's like, I'm not a salesman. I'm a fucking rider, and I think Curtis kind of sees that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I wish I kind of was more of a salesman to help him out with certain things.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just the way she goes. But
I think he didn't pick. I didn't think he picked you for your sales things. I think he picked you for your riding. And that's what you do.
Yeah,
you ride.
and test his shit and test his parts. And so far,
they've
done great. And I've definitely put him through hell.
You and my little brother put fucking those cages through hell.
Yeah.
So you can't say anything about him.
Yeah.
You can't say anything bad about him.
No.
And he's a good dude.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yep.
So that's your first sponsorship. What do you think as far as you say it's more the social media aspect of picking up a sponsorship in 2021? You think having more followers, like if I'm out there just flashing my titties on top of an F4I compared to like high chair rev limiter scrapes, who's going to get, you know...
I mean, it depends on... I mean, like, okay, obviously for, like, the clothing lines and shit like that, I mean, yeah. They're going to kind of go for that shit, I feel like. But as far as the parts and shit, I feel like now that, like, Harleys are getting bigger, they kind of see that and they get, like, the real... They get, like, some real abuse.
I don't know. I didn't want to bring up sponsorships like that either. Like, if you're getting into this for sponsorships, you're in the wrong fucking sport in the first place. But I feel like it's important to talk about that and the fact that sponsorships, just like when we were talking about drifting, how much they do for an actual sport. The more major brands you get behind something, obviously the more respectable it gets. You know, if we have Red Bull athletes out there in the U.S., because it's in Europe. Not really in the U.S. I don't know why, but if we have more of that, the more legitimate it becomes, you know, because the more mainstream companies that are out there, not saying, you know, some companies aren't or are, but that's the reason I'm bringing that up. I'm not trying to, you know, ask you about your first sponsorship or whatever, because I want to know how you got free shit out of a fucking thing you like to do. Because we want to progress the sport.
Right, obviously. No. But, I mean... That's the thing about stunt riding, though, is it's been an underground sport. Now it's getting more mainstream, so there's more people, like, acknowledging it, but at the same time, like, Kawasaki's not, like, backing it, really. You know what I mean?
Not
like,
really.
In a way, like, with a few select people,
Jason.
Shit like that, but, you know, in a very professional aspect, you know what I mean? It's not, you know.
I don't see Kawasaki sponsoring a street rider, ever.
Yeah, and that's another thing. With that
for street bikes. I don't see them ever sponsoring a street rider with street bikes.
They sponsor people at the track, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do, you know, road racing and shit like that, but it's all enclosed courses and you know what I mean? Shit like that.
I get it.
But that's what they're made for, dude. They're not made for
the back of a parking lot.
Shit like this. They're made for top speed, windy roads, fast, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, it's weird.
It's a contradiction of itself, stunt riding, you know. We're taking bikes that were made for like a 100-pound, you know, 16-year-old Asian kid, which is literally like what they come like from the suspension of the factory, because like the test riders I like you see like testing like CBRs or like Ninjas or whatever. These are little guys. They're like ex MotoGP guys. Have you ever seen them? They're tiny.
I don't know.
Have you ever been to the horse races?
The horse races?
Yeah. Like, have you seen a jockey? These are they pick small dudes, man, because they want the weight down. Like, they're small dudes. So they're setting those bikes up for guys like that, and for going around a track quickly for guys like that. And then you got like 200-pound American guys getting on them and overheating them in the fucking back of parking lots.
Well, that's the thing. We pretty much changed everything about it too. It's not a stock bike anymore. It's put a, you know what I mean. Half the time you break the stock frame that's designed to be lightweight, to be faster, to be more whatever around corners, and you know what I mean. Chop it in half and put a steel frame so that it doesn't break as easy. And then you know what I mean. Put a big ass sprocket on it. We changed the frame, the lightweight frame. You know what I mean? That they designed for going fast and shit like that. Change it. Put a big ass sprocket on it. Put an extra brake on it. Put different brakes on it. Put different, you know, swap years out of different bikes, and you know what I mean. Make it what you want, pretty much. And that's kind of the cool part about stunt riding, though, is you can kind of set your bike up how you want.
And you have to be a mechanic to be a stunt rider,
dude.
You have to.
Whether you like
There's
it or
no
not.
way around it. There's no way around it.
Whether you like it or not, you're gonna have to fucking figure it out.
You're gonna have to.
Because dude, like, even if you rig it together, dude, it's been countless hours on hours on hours on hours. Half the dude, you're working on your bike just as much as you're riding it. If you're really riding it, I mean, I break my shit all the time and it stays broke.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I'm still
You're hard on it.
You know what I mean? Between like cars and the multiple bikes that I have and everything else, and trying to maintain everything, it's like.
That's a lot.
It's never ending.
Going on to, I know this one might hit you out of left field, but what do you feel is your biggest accomplishment in riding and in life? So two things. In life and in riding.
And in life.
Yeah, what's your biggest accomplishment in life and in riding?
My biggest accomplishment in life is that I'm still alive.
Come on.
For real though, dude.
You're almost 26. Come on, there's got to be something. Something that sticks out as far as life. I mean, you went to college. You graduated college, obviously, for motorcycles. That
work on some motorcycles. Realized I don't really like working on motorcycles.
And now here you are stunt riding, working on motorcycles.
Okay, that's kind of the reason why I kind of went into it though, is because I want to do I like building stunt bikes and shit. I could never really work in like a shop.
No.
In that kind of type of environment, it's not me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which whatever, you live and you learn. But I don't know if I would be where I was or where I am with stunt riding if I didn't go to Arizona, because that kind of brought me into the parking lots, being able to ride all year round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kind of, and then like really focusing on progressing and pushing.
Dude, you
the
guys
sport.
progress so much out there. I remember seeing it on social media when I was in the
like
military. I saw you and my brother.
All we did, ride. Like, that's
crazy.
That's still pretty much all we do. But you know what I mean? Go to work, get off work, you're working on your bikes, getting ready to ride, whatever. Like right now, it's like
getting ready
for a
trip.
Get off. You know, right now I'm just trying to get all my shit ready for this season. Hopefully 2021 is going to be a badass season. You know,
I think it will be.
We kind of got gypped last season as far as some events and shows, I guess, and shit like that. But, you know, coronavirus and shit like that. So
Coronavirus. Dude, I feel like it hasn't affected the motorcycle, and especially the stunt riding industry, that much besides the shows.
Yeah.
Our street rides were bigger than ever this year.
Yeah.
I went to some of the biggest street rides I've ever been to in my life this year.
Because people just wanted to get out.
Oh my God.
Like everyone's like, oh, hell yeah, we're doing it. You know what I mean?
The street rides that we were at this year, I far like people were like so ready to just like travel and be with each other again. Like, they were so ready.
Yeah. I think this year's going to be sick.
This year's going to be huge.
I know it's going to be sick for Chicago. I know it is. I know it is.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm getting ready.
I mean,
I'm ready though. Mentally, I'm ready.
Chicago.
All my bikes, they're almost ready.
I'm pretty sure, and you'd agree with it too. Stunt capital, Chicago, the past couple of years.
I would have to say so. I think.
Well, especially in the past recent 2 years, dude, like the amount of young guys we
even
got
just
coming out of here.
motorcycle enthusiasts, dude. Like there's just a lot to back it. A lot of riders, and it's huge. It's big. You know what I mean?
It's massive.
But I mean, as far as accomplishment on bikes, I mean,
on riding,
on riding, I would say one of my biggest ones because I pushed for it and tried to learn as fast as possible, and then had like a wreck before it, and like it was my first time riding back, and it was the 500-foot
AM
stoppie school. Just because I didn't think I was gonna pull it out, and shout out to Toaster for letting me ride his bike. Because my shit was clapped
right behind you.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Damn, stoppie.
That's what. Yeah, I would say that's up there with mine as well, man. If not the as well. Yeah. That was. If you haven't got that, tell people what it is. First of all, tell them what it is. AM Stoppie School. It's not a school.
AM Stoppie School. Yeah, it's not a school.
Don't go there.
You go there and you're either gonna do 500 or bust. So you got a 300-foot approach.
Okay.
And you got to roll 500 foot on the front wheel.
Yeah.
And I mean,
to get up to speed in 300 feet and also have that back tire off the ground within that 300.
Yeah.
That's a lot for those at home.
Where we did it was kind of, I feel like it was kind of a weird spot.
The bump. Yeah, at the 200 mark. I remember it. And you had to act like it wasn't there.
Yeah, for real. And I didn't have a stabilizer on my bike.
I remember.
And I had some ghetto shit
You drove all night to get there and stuff too?
Yeah, I got there. Well, yeah, that was my first time riding back after I broke my collarbone too.
Yeah.
So I was like really sketched out about that. And then, and then Toaster let me jump on his bike, and then within like 5 tries I got it. And I was like, damn, dude, like that to me was like just like it was awesome.
I love that guy. I love Toaster.
Yeah, like that. He probably doesn't even realize how much that meant to me, but that was like super sick, especially being like, because I had been like training with the stoppies and shit.
Absolutely.
Like that, and then, came back from lean back and then ended up wrecking and yada yada, broke your shit. And then that was my first time back going to stoppie school.
I remember that.
And I was like kind of on a trip going around. I think that was like my first stop, and then from there went to like, I don't even know, dude.
I remember you had your truck and your trailer
together,
all that stuff, and you were sleeping in your truck.
Yeah, that was on one of the big trips. That was on one of the big, month-long.
That was so cool to see you roll across that line, man, on somebody else's bike.
Well, shit. I mean, that.
Wild.
When you got a nice bike that rolls themselves. That's why it's like, the other day we were in Florida, I was riding Cowboy's bike, and he calls me like a couple days after because I was like, yo, and he's like, thank you for letting me ride your bike, and, like, it made me like realize like, oh shit, like I need to
You need to get your front end dialed.
But that's the thing, though. My bike is like, dude, like I fucking toss that thing around. Like riding in the parking lot, dude. Like if you're hitting walls, hitting curbs, like throwing your shit around, your bike's a little tweaked up. You know what I mean? Like I still don't run a stabilizer either. So like that's what really sketches me out. But I'm about to get one on there. So that's why I say this year is gonna be sick. But I finally got that 636 pretty much dialed in, and now I just picked up a Dyna too. So
what?
Yeah.
Pick up a Dyna?
Oh, yes. Got the Sportster dialed in.
Wow. So you have a 636, a Buell, a Sportster, and a Dyna, and a Z50.
And a 110.
And a 110 for Mini Mondays.
Yeah, for Mini Mondays.
It's another reason this year's going to be sick.
Yeah, and my car, too. I'm trying to get that set up, my 350Z. But
so you got plenty of fucking toys.
Yeah, I know. I got too many.
Jesus.
I sold that 4-wheeler last night, but yeah.
People ask me about it all the time, man, because like that was like the first big ride. You lean back this year when you came out on your Buell. People still comment on the videos all the time, like that's a freaking Buell. Like,
yeah,
I just don't see people stunting on Buells like you do, especially because it's like all stock and shit too. So
yeah, that thing's bone stock.
That blew people away.
I love that
bike.
I'll
link that right up here. That some of the footage of Eli.
I love that bike though, because I used to have, like I said, like when I first started riding. You know what I mean? I had like my first bike. Dude, I remember my first street bike. I was riding around on other shit before then, but they're just kind of cruisers and.
Right.
The first bike I got, I actually bought from your little brother.
Really?
FZR 600.
The Fizzer?
The Fizzer.
Oh, man, that thing was such a piece of shit.
I remember riding that thing to high school. And
oh, my God.
That thing wasn't... Yeah, they did not like that thing at all. And, I think from then, after the FZR, I ended up getting the Buell off my brother. That's when I was really out, like, wheeling and all that good stuff, going to the rides. And, yeah, and it was blue, and everyone was like, what the hell is a Buell? And then now, like, however many years later, shit, that had to be... It was a long time, but anyway, I got another Buell within the last couple of years, and I've been fucking around with that just because it's funny to me.
The 1200?
I had an XB9, but now I got an XB12.
That thing's so sick.
It is.
You do rev limiter coasters on it, and you fill the oil box with oil.
It hasn't blown up yet, but I mean, it's one of those things. I got it for a steal, and I ain't too worried about if it does. So
right,
I got it just to have fun with. So.
It's got a Sportster motor in it too, and a lot of people don't realize how fucking strong Sportster motors are.
Yeah, I think you can like swap the head over onto the Sportster or some shit like that.
Yeah, they're really similar to the Sportster
There's something weird that you can do, but it's pretty much the same thing. But the thing I liked about the Buell is it's always been like when I first started riding it, it's like super comfy to ride.
It looks like it. You know? It looks like you're on a freaking couch, dude.
Well, after I rode a couple of those FZs.
Big Grom.
Kind of. Yeah. But dude, the Buells are heavy. Like it's weird. Really? Yeah, it's actually really heavy for what it is. Because like you ride an FZ, you're kind of like in the same like riding position.
Yeah.
But the FZs are like super light. The Buell, I feel like, is heavy. You're in a wheel, you hit a bump, like you kind of feel it. Like not. I mean, obviously it's not as heavy as like a Dyna or some shit, but. Or like a bagger, but like yeah, it's still like for what it is. You'd think it'd be like super.
There's a reason more people don't stunt them.
I mean, I think it's just because they're ugly bikes,
and
unless
rare.
unless they're on one wheel, you know.
They're rare too now.
Yeah.
Buell went out of business.
Yeah, that too is trying to find parts for that thing's like
damn near impossible.
Yeah, good luck.
Especially stunt parts.
Even I had to get like a little side case for it, dude, and it took forever to find.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like, man, it's crazy.
I'm surprised Harley cut Buell.
I fucking wish they would have kept going because I think they could have had something sick with it. But dude, they're such a weird bike though because the oil pan is the swing arm, the gas tank is the frame, and like, dude, they're just set up really weird. So like, it's really set up for a disaster. If you do wreck it or wad it up really good, it's pretty much done. You know what I mean? If you end up, or if you're rolling stoppies and you crack your swing arm, there's your oil leaking everywhere. You crack your frame, your gas is leaking everywhere, So
and that's a real problem.
There are people that stunted them out, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, I remember seeing a bunch of people doing it, but yeah, I think parts are just really hard to find, so like everyone kind of steered clear of that. So
Harley's got to do something, man.
They have
to.
What do you mean?
They got to. Well, they
are. They got.
I know they got the live wire and this and that, but their average age of owner is only going up, so they're not getting those new owners.
Oh, dude, I feel like the whole Harley scene's like changing, dude.
I think so too, but
it's taken off for sure.
Because
I come from like a Harley, like my whole family's like a Harley, background.
Yeah.
And like
your mom, your dad, everybody.
Like my Sportster right now, I got from my mom. I remember when I was like, like super young, like taking that thing out for joyrides and shit like that. And now I ended up with it, and that's a Sportster that I ride.
Right.
So it's like, I think that's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, it's like Harley. I think Harley has something coming that they don't realize what the fuck's coming. They got a problem with no solution.
They got a problem. A bunch of sickos are coming for them.
For real.
But their average age of ownership in like the 70s was like 30s, and then like in the 20s it's like in the 60s, and now like 2020 I think their average owner like in the Harley Davidson Owners Club is like 70 years old. Yeah. So how are you going to start appealing to the young people, or is motorcycles in general just not appealing to our age group? What is it?
I honestly don't know. I feel like the Harleys, they're taking off, and I think that
they got some crazy models.
The thing is like with them, like, which is cool because they have older people that are behind the Harleys because they got the chopper people. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden we got, I mean, it's been around, but it's more like out there. The whole like stunt riding the Harleys and shit like that. So like now like the younger people are like wanting to get into Harleys more and like realizing that like you can actually do this with a Harley, and there's more parts that are available because of it.
That's true.
It's easier access to be able to actually do it because
Yeah, you go to events like East Coast and Sturgis and stuff like that. Events.
Dude, when I went to East Coast,
there's young guys on Harleys.
I could not believe how many locals
are on Harleys.
Fucking rode Harleys there, and like stunted Harleys. Like, dude, that's not in Chicago. There was like.
It's me and you.
There's like one dude I remember like watching back in the day that actually hit Justin at that fucking Doomsday, like way back.
Oh,
Geoff,
my God.
I think.
Yes.
He had that Sportster or whatever. Justin went out front. Whatever happened. But yeah, I remember like he was like one of the only
probably the craziest crash I've ever seen in my life.
That was fucking insane.
The craziest crash I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Tell everyone what happened really quick.
Shit happened.
Really briefly. Because I remember seeing the video like 100 times over, and I thought that my little brother had just died.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah, it was fucking insane. He was drifting out. Well, okay, it was during a ride, and the session was kind of... Everyone came in.
It's a free-for-all.
Everyone came in, and everyone just started fucking riding, doing, it was... People were doing what they wanted to do. And Justin was out here drifting, and then people had been doing straight line right there also. So, at fault, I don't know. It is what it is.
Both of them are at
everyone
fault.
should be aware of your surroundings, and no matter where you're at, what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. But anyway, whether it was that or, But anyway, Justin was drifting and then basically got jumped by a Harley.
A Harley landed on him.
Yeah.
Like from a wheelie. Like this to boom.
Yeah. And I remember, dude, because like we were in Arizona at the time, and I was like, yo, dude, let's fucking go. And I left like the week before because I think like ROC was like the weekend before.
Yeah.
And then Doomsday was like the weekend after. And Justin, he wasn't even going to go at all. And then all of a sudden I went to ROC, and then like Wednesday he left. He's like, fuck it. He left.
I'm coming to Doomsday.
He loaded his shit up. He came home.
Yep.
He was like, hell yeah, we rode, you know what I mean, whatever. And yeah, that shit ended up happening, and kind of like he was stuck at home for fucking
months,
dude, because he ended up breaking his foot, breaking his arm,
breaking his shoulder.
His bike was fucked up. He was, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So he was out for a little bit after that, but
yeah, that was one of the earliest crashes.
I think the other guy got pretty hurt too, or something with his back, or
broke his back,
something like that.
Broke his back. Justin broke half his arm, his leg.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, that was so bad.
It was a freak accident for sure, and that was.
It was.
But it sucks.
It's part of the game.
Yep.
Unfortunately. I see crashes like that, man, and like I always ask myself, I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? Yeah. For real, like, why am I doing this? Like,
yeah.
The crazy shit that goes, and on top of that, man, like 2021, like if we're being honest with ourselves, is off to a terrible start with big stunt rides. We've had 2 deaths in 2 big stunt rides. Yeah. MLK in the Bay.
But there
dude died, and Winter Vacation died in the back of the pack. AJ. So.
But that was from like an oncoming car or some shit that like crashed, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the MLK and the Bay cops were just on them and like.
They got on the back and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just freak accidents though, man. It like makes you realize like how quick like shit can really actually go wrong, and you can be the best rider ever.
Yeah.
Like. It's crazy. It's eye-opening.
Yeah.
If you fucking never lost friends to the sport, like, I hope it never happens to you, but it is a part of the sport, and if you're in it long enough, it's going to happen to you.
Unfortunately.
It's going to happen to you or your friends, and that sounds terrible, but it's shitty. Yeah, my last little thing, man, is what's your plugs? Like, you know, who's supporting you? Where can we find you? And what's some of your upcoming stuff? Like, what's going on this year? And, who's all going to make it possible? Yeah.
Let's see, 2021.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got Curtis Cages backing me.
Mm-hmm.
He's got me on the parts for my bike, keeping that protected. And, you know, a couple clothing lines. Freestyle Life gives me some gloves and shirts and all that good stuff. And but as far as, you know, that's pretty much it. I pretty much just kind of do it all.
Self-funded.
Yep.
For the love of the sport.
For the love of the sport, and, you know. It's just what I like to do. It's what I got to do.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens this year. Hopefully, I mean, like I said, I just got that dyno, so I'm really trying to get that set up right now. And then we got like a couple more months of snow.
Maybe one more. Come on,
dude.
It's February.
I know, but dude, I think
March it starts getting nice.
Sometimes.
I'm telling you, April is nice. April is nice. I don't care what you say.
I know. At least there's snow right now. That's all I gotta say. Because I've been gone for the last, like, what, 4, 5 winters or something like that?
Snowbird.
And I stayed back this one. I was like, shit, dude, like, if I'm gonna be here, like, there better be snow. Just so I can, like, go snowboard and snowmobile. And,
you got a couple months worth.
I got a little bit. It's been a little bit. But I feel like the seasons have been changing, though. You know what I mean? Because it stayed nice for a while. Because we were riding until...
Oh, dude, till November, December. So everyone can find you on Instagram and on YouTube?
Yes, sir.
You'll be posting some videos over there for us now and shit.
I'm trying to post some more on YouTube, but like I said, it's hard to get some film and shit
it
like
is.
that. But
stay consistent.
You know, especially now because of the winter time. So
yeah.
You know, I'm sure once summer rolls around, we're gonna get some more shit rolling here. And I kind of want to do some like, I got like this little thing with like shredits.
Right.
With like a bunch of different people and just kind of different styles.
Shredits, I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of just like I want to go back to like the old school.
Shredding edits.
Old school type, you know, with that more like skateboard, BMX type mentality of just like gnarly shit.
Fast paced, gnarly shit, crashes, wild shit.
The real deal.
Yep.
And then, yeah, dude. Hopefully that.
So cool. I appreciate you being my first guest on here, bro. I really do. Like, I don't know what I would do without you. You definitely were one of the guys that got me into the scene, so it's cool.
As soon as you came out, dude, we've been at it.
Cool to have you on as my first guest. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of the Rev Limiter podcast. If you don't have your subscription with the bell on, make sure to turn the bell on, because I'm probably not going to be notifying all subscribers to these all the time, because I don't want to annoy people that, just want to see the hood eats and the riding to these. So if you guys don't have the bell on, and you want to consider seeing these in the future, make sure to hit the bell so you can catch these and watch the whatever 20, 30, 40-minute longs of these.
Whatever happens next.
Yeah, whatever happens next.
Who knows where this is going to go?
So, yeah, who knows? What the hell? I'm the next Joe Rogan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if you guys liked it, make sure to drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. You already know the dealio. I'm going to get out of here. Elijah's out of here. We're probably going to go finish the rest of this case off camera and go do some stuff.
Go do some bad shit.
In the snow. Yeah. Something. See you guys.